Hi guys, welcome back to our, 9,000th installment of 25 Days of Eyeshadow. So in this video, we are going to be going over the best colorful You fucked it up already. The best colorful mattes that our collection has to offer, essentially. What our faves are from all sorts of price points. So if you're interested to see, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to start with the most expensive. This is ranked at number 1 also. It is. These are hands down the best colorful mattes I've ever tried. You guys have heard us rave about it a million times. I have a 3 Looks 1 palette. This is the Viseart Grand Pro Volume 3 palette. So this I bought on a whim after we got the stimulus check because I saw it on Sephora. I really thought it was going to be a stupid purchase, and we love this thing. So we bought the shimmer version because of this. Wow. There's really no words. It's kind of how I feel about like the Salt New York Cream Tint Pros. It's like there's no effort involved. You don't ever have to worry about them being patchy or muddy, I guess depending on the colors you pair, but you don't have to worry about them like getting weird together or falling everywhere or just blending into oblivion. Like they are incredible. They have really good lasting power. One thing I will say is I've noticed that some of the deeper mattes in here, like this top, well it's bottom row here, but top row, they seem to have like a very fine amount of like, I don't even know if I would say shimmer. They're more satin than they are super, super matte. And I think that's to make sure they don't get so patchy. I very, very rarely notice this, but it almost leans to the point of looking like a cream to powder formula on the eyes. If light hits your eye in a certain way, it looks like it might be patchy. It's not, but they have some sort of fine shimmer in them. Yeah, I think just to avoid actually getting patchy, which I appreciate because dark mattes, especially like dark greens, dark blues, they get patchy so easily, and it's stupid. It makes me incredibly upset, but I could rave about this for about 6 hours. This is my favorite purchase of this year, 100%. And this one is fairly new to our collection. This is the Kaleidos Electro Turquoise palette. So obviously there are not a ton of colors in here, but these blues are just freaking stupendous. These blues are awesome. I also really like the orange and the brown. They work really well as well, and the shimmers are great. Out of all of Kaleidos mattes that I've tried, these are my favorite, I think. They're not as dusty. They just, there's something about these that's just a little better than some of the other Kaleidos mattes that I've tried, but these are so good. Like, this color story is just gives me heart palpitations. I love it. Alright, other end of the spectrum in terms of price. This is the Makeup Revolution Patricia Bright Rich in Color palette. Now, I don't like how there's pressed glitters in here. Some of the shimmers aren't my favorite, but the mattes in here are actually really, really, really good, especially for the Makeup Revolution price point. I've never been one to like Makeup Revolution mattes. I've always struggled with them. You know, every time I would buy a palette, like we had the Soph ones and I didn't like those and everybody loved those. So I was like, these are gonna be the ones I like. So we got the Soph ones. No, hated it. We got the Jack palette. No, hated it. This is the first Makeup Revolution matte anything that I've enjoyed. I still think the shimmers are lackluster and you know all of that. This is about the mattes, and if you are looking for some more affordable colorful mattes, and it actually does have, you know, a good range of depth in here, this is your girl. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. They're nice, especially for the price. So this is the Be Perfect Carnival XL Pro. It's like Carnival 2. This is just divine. It's giant, and normally I don't reach into palettes this big, but something about these, dude, they really get you because they're so good. The original formula in like the Be Perfect Carnival palette, the original one, that has my favorite matte formula of all time, especially the color Mood. I need them to release a single because they have Mood in here, but it's not the same. It's not the same. It's a different formula, and it's not the same color. It's not as dark. So there's that. Anyway, but all that saying, we still really, really, really love this palette. The blues and greens in here are the most beat up, really. And then the hot pink is, Be Perfect's hot pinks are like real good. They blend perfectly, and you have such a good variety of color, like variation in here, like light to dark, you know? And you have different undertones, different everything. It's so good. Love her. The shimmers in here also are pretty decent. They're not super textured, but they do have good payoff if you like a standard metallic. So I guess we can't mention that one without mentioning the Be Perfect 3, the Carnival Tahiti palette. Again, the original is the best, but I think this one is a step up from the Carnival XL Pro, not only in terms of color story, but in terms of formula. So I find that these, like, I just think that every time I open this palette, like, I have a new idea. Like,
it's so inspiring.
I used it today. I used it the other day too for a look that will be up sometime during this installment. But these, like, the purples in here are phenomenal. The freaking, oh my god, Reef, this bright teal. Oh my god, they're so good. The shimmers in here, even though we're talking about mattes, I'm gonna mention it anyway. They're a little bit more like glittery than the other ones, but they hard pan really easily, which is my biggest pet peeve with shimmers. So the shimmers in Be Perfect kind of piss me off because they can hard pan real easily, but the mattes
if you get those shimmers on correctly, they look
nice. Good. But this has got, like, next to the Viseart, the Be Perfect mattes are my favorite formula, like, of all time.
And it's nice in here you don't have that row of highlighters either.
Yes, thank God. I hate that row of highlighters, but this is just so pretty. I think that anybody that loves greens or purples or oranges or corals,
or
like
color,
you will love this palette. And I think that overall the price point of these isn't too bad. I mean, there's a little bit of an upcharge because of shipping to the US, and this is a UK brand, but I think the price is pretty fair for what you're getting in here. But I will mention the pan sizes are pretty small, at least in the XL Pro. I don't know about this one yet because we haven't had it long enough to hit pan on anything, but the pan sizes are pretty small in the Pro compared to the original Carnival. There it goes.
Jesus Christ. They're colorful mattes, but they're not wham bam bright like some of the other ones we've showed. This is the BH Cosmetics Blueberry Muffin Palette. The blues in here, so good. They're so good. Like this dusty cornflower kind of cheat day and delish. That, like, there's the periwinkle and the cornflower. They work so well. They are so opaque. The blue in here is really nice. Also, this blue is good. The neutrals are also just freaking phenomenal. Like, this palette is best BH palette ever. The best BH palette I've ever tried. Like, when we got this, because we got it because of Angelica Nyquist, because she was talking about it, and everything she says makes me want to buy stuff. So I was like, fine, I'll buy it, you know, no big, thinking that I wouldn't love it that much, and boy was I wrong. So on another note, if you like a cool tone neutral palette with some pops, you would probably really love this. The shimmers are also phenomenal, just for reference.
Lastly, we have our Profusion Wanderlust palette. This palette has kind of, I mean, it's very shimmer heavy. There are just like 4 colorful mattes in here. But in terms of drugstore mattes, they're so good. What's this palette? $10?
Yeah, $9.99.
$9.99. The purple in this palette and the navy in this palette are actually really good. They're phenomenal. This is probably the best drugstore purple I've ever tried. Again, this palette is pretty much just covered in shimmers, but the mattes that they give you in here are really, really, really nice.
And they're very cohesive, like they all work together.
And a lot of the shimmers I would call crease shimmers. But they do have some chunkier shimmers in here. So Profusion mattes are not all created equal. Like their little, 10-pan palettes or whatever.
Didn't love those.
No, not at all. Not even a little. If you wanted a one shadow look, they worked fine, but like to build, you couldn't do it. This is kind of a staple in our collection. We don't use it as much as we used to, but I can't ever bring myself to declutter it because it's such a good reference for anything drugstore and colorful.
Yeah, it was really my intro into loving matte purples also.
Yeah, it's a good palette.
It's a good palette. This video is short because our collection is shimmer heavy. Very shimmer heavy. We will have a video on that though. Just you wait. But as usual, be sure to like and subscribe before you exit this video. You know, it'll help us out a lot. And we're pumping out a video a day for you for 25 days. So
we're filming like 4 videos a day, bro.
It's rough. Trying to run over here. So help us out, you know. Get at least a like, maybe a comment if you're feeling like it. But yeah, we hope you enjoy your day. And what am I supposed to say?
We'll see you in the next
one. There we go. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.